What's up, everybody? I just wanted to go through the different things. Got the H100 yesterday. Vaped it on that little tiny 18350 battery yesterday for like 5 hours. I did not think that was going to last for 5 hours. And I was doing this the whole time. Just 5 hours of vaping madness. It's crazy. And another thing I was wrong about, the center post does float. It's very stiff. But I was able to actually get the RSST all the way down on there and then tighten the battery up. You can do a little mouth hit and have that hole drilled out in my RSST a little bit. Excellent. Exactly what I wanted. Like I said before, some things don't fit on there. The iClear 30B. We're just going to do a little vape in here. Todd doesn't like it when people stare in the camera and go, ooh, look at the vape. That's for you, Todd. The vaping madness continues. So, along with that, came with some atomizers, and they didn't want to screw into that right. I kind of got this one to screw into it right. But it works really good on my spinner. I got my spinner set at like 3.6 volts. It's not bad for a little Cardo. Cardo's got no hole punched in the side of it, so if you over drip, the juice just goes down in your battery connection. That's always a plus, right? Everybody wants juice in their battery connection. Drip shield on here really doesn't do anything. I suppose it keeps it from going all over your hand, but other than that, it gets all over your battery connection. It's not much shorter than that. 18650 mode. Look at that. Has not auto-fired. The spring is strong enough for that. I'm loving that build. Not really a build. I just re-wicked it with cotton. Loving it. Got that at 3.7 volts. Standard. Now when I shot that other video, this bad boy, I got one thread in on this. I tried it today. No, wouldn't even go in. Told by the person, screwing that on there for now. Told by the person that I got this from that 510 connections possibly come in two different sizes. That's why some things don't fit. Well, thing else I got screws in. Well, ego style, Yeah, no. Look at that. Try to put it in there. Try to push it. Nothing. Won't catch. I can hold it on there. Wow. I can hold it on there. Who the hell's gonna hold it on there? I don't care, Todd. I'm gonna look in the camera. I like to see the vape. Sorry, Todd. Yeah. I don't know why some things don't work on there. Where'd that, I got that other card. There's nothing in this one, so I'm not gonna vape this one. You set it in there. And she's almost all the way in there already. You push it a little bit and turn, and she catches just barely and does not snug down. Look at how crooked that is. That's what came with it. Really? And get it a little straighter. But that's it. These Cardos are kind of nice. I noticed they don't hold a hell of a lot of juice. Just regular Cardo, you know. Got no holes punched on the side of it. So if you over drip, just comes out the connection and everything. Not really the connection, but the little air holes on the side. Comes out those. But I noticed I can fill this up and vape like 5-6 puffs on it. And I know there's still fluid in it. And it'll dry up while you take the top off and you look in there and you go, God, it's still all wet. What's going on? Well, you put a couple drops in there and everything feeds right back down in there and good to go again, but kind of odd. But it works. Not on the device you came with, but it works. Starting to dry already. But yeah, I don't know. Looks kind of neat, even though my battery's all beat up. Just a little vaping. Let's do a little vaping. Try to get that Vivi Nova on here again, just for the heck of it. But I did get it on here once, and then it didn't want to go back on again. But it's kind of the same deal as the iClear, yeah. Yeah, I can hold it on there. Who's gonna hold it on there? Really? How can the connections be so different? Get my Pro Tank. I did get the Pro Tank to go on here yesterday. Little push. And it just catches about a thread. Doesn't vape good on this though. And I don't know why that is. Poof. Really? I don't get that. This is the build that I did with cotton. Still in here. Still vaping away. Just not on that. What do you think? It's gonna work? That's it. See? The power. That's it. That's all you get. So, the difference here. Power. Power. Oop, yeah, fire it. That'll work. That screws in so nice on the MVP. It's beautiful. It's so much better on the MVP. Pro Tank. My coil in there, but whatever. Doesn't like oomph. Just likes the little 3.7 volts with no oomph on it. However, you just saw me vape this. Man, it's so crooked. Whatever. My at-home vaping device. just wonderful. A lot of reviewers out there. Just watched another one of Phil's videos. Doesn't like the Genesis style anymore. Likes to do his builds with cotton. Well, we have 4 wraps. Yeah, I changed it. Yesterday I had 3 wraps of 28 gauge in there. I went up to 4 because I noticed when I put the big 18650 battery in here, I'd get a couple pulls and then I would get a burnt flavor. And then, if I just let it kind of sit for a minute and wick back up, it was fine. Vape it again. With the small battery, the 18350, I didn't have that problem. It was the same from the time, it pretty much felt the same from the time it started to 5 hours later. Yeah, that little thing lasted me 5 hours of just chain vape, play some video games, chain vape, watch some stuff on my phone, chain vape, 5 hours, that little battery. So I made sure this one was totally charged up, and been going for 3 hours so far on a full charge. I'm hoping it goes twice as long as that. That'd be nice. The battery's twice the size. But 3 hours on that. Or 5 hours on that. 3 hours. Guy that I work with has the new Cool Fire, which kind of crapped out. I don't know if he got that issue resolved, if it was the battery or the Cool Fire itself. But that takes one of these. You got 3 hours on it. And that was it. So I'm still liking that. 5 hours. But we'll see if the issue's resolved. Maybe it's resolved and it lasts longer. That's beautiful. Just vaping. It is what it is. It's cheap. Super cheap. So therefore, you gotta expect little issues. Like, not everything may screw onto there. I didn't buy it for everything else. I bought it for the RSST. Rebuildable. That's the only thing I bought it for. Has longer threads in it. Put this up there. And they pretty much do match. But even when you look at the threads right there, that focus, look, they look about the darn same. From my view, they do look the same. But it just won't thread in. I don't know. I haven't really been playing with anything else. I just figured I'd make a little video. We'll vape. Everybody likes to vape. Anybody that's got vape gear likes to vape. Put it that way. Yeah, that black thing on there, that's tape. So the original hole, I drove it out too far. It was way too airy. So we just put some tape on there to cover up the old hole and put a new hole in it. Look how shiny that is. The thing gets beat up. Yeah, I used that stupid little drip tip from the that came with everything else. It looks neat. It's heavy. Way heavy. Different things vape differently. You gotta find what suits you. I do, however, like my Pro Tank up to about 4 volts. 4.1, 4.2. That's where it really is good. I don't know. It's just the way things are. Vivi Nova. I still can't believe I'm vaping this thing. But with the cotton in there, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Look, and it screws right in from the top to the bottom on the MVP. Same thing with my spinner, just not on my H100. Really, who cares? Vivi Nova. Some tasty juices. Maybe I'll put a link to Gourmet Vapor down there. I looked at Mr. Pizzardo. He does all those juice reviews. And I didn't see it on his chart. Shake the world. I didn't see it on his chart for him testing out their flavors or anything. But yeah. Gourmet Vapor. Right there. We'll get her nice and close. If you type in MOTTS, MOTTS, in the juice flavor search thing, you'll see all my flavors. They're all pretty tasty, depending what you vape them in. Different devices have different flavors. Cardo tanks always seem to taste a little dumbed down, especially when you're comparing them to rebuildable. Whether you put cotton in the rebuildable or you put the mesh in. I got the mesh in. I'm liking the mesh. The mesh is working. It's working. This is actually less vaping than I was doing last night, playing video games and stuff. I was just really... You can do mouthful hits. It's a little airy of a mouthful hit, but you can do them. I'm loving that. I don't care what anybody says about a clone of a clone. It's working great. For some reason, that's working great. I should probably drop a couple drips in there. Or not. I figure if it gurgles, it must have enough in there, right? I don't know what style of cartomizers those are in there. I did, however, take the one that came on it apart. And it's, I think it's the blue that's made that way. What do I do with that junk? Let's see here. It comes apart fairly easily. Pull the tube off. I don't know where I put the tube. But you get this little, nice and shiny in here. Kind of like a little build deck in there, like a Pro Tank or whatever. Here's the bottom, little pin. That pin was actually pushed all the way up, almost touching the coil. That's why it didn't work. Well, when I pulled the pin out, pull your post, pulled the pin out, it lost connection, of course. And I only pulled it out to the end. But, yeah, that's that. It just had a little, I think I threw the coil away that came with it. But, if I wanted to make some kind of weird dripping atomizer with it or something, I could. I mean, here's the tube. Took the filler out. There's a rubber grommet, actually, down on that. I don't know if you can see that. There, looks like a Cardo again. Kind of, the way the grommets are in there, and the post, it reminds me of rebuilding the Nova, or rebuilding a Pro Tank, or something like that. And, yeah, stick it back together, vape away. You gotta push a little bit more than that, get it over the very end piece. But, yeah, I could probably make some kind of weird, dripping atomizer, or something out of that. I'm just gonna keep that around for a while. Play with something, or maybe make a really big dripper mouthpiece or something. Yeah, vape stuff. We like to vape stuff. What else you got to vape? Oh, we got tons of stuff to vape. Vape my Aspire. Got, I think I got some cherry flavor in here. And the cherry flavor that I mixed up is, what is that? Black cherry and regular cherry flavor on there. And it's a nice mellow cherry. Kind of like, not when you first pick a cherry and eat it, but maybe like the next day when it's, you know, ripening up a little bit. Oh, the Nautilus. What I got you set to? Alright. Haven't even been vaping on my Nautilus. Got my Nautilus because it just looks the bomb, and it's got the adjustable airflow on there, and got that H100. I've just been rocking that RSST nonstop. Yeah, difference in vapor. And I still got that up to 4.2. Let's knock that down a little bit. Go back down to, we'll go 3.8 instead. It's a beautiful vape. I want to do a long hit on this bad boy. Crank her open. It's all notched. You can do it by feel. That's the biggest. Click, click, click. That's the smallest. One more click. Back to the biggest. Probably the most boring part of a video is waiting while people take a drag. I put some flash in the background. Something. The Nautilus. It works, yes. Whatever gets you off cigarettes. There's lots of buzz. Vape community, different laws and regulations. I'm just going to put the Nova back on there. Let's vape the rest of that out. Regulate it like a cigarette. It's not a cigarette. Even the e-cigs, and I don't call these e-cigs, these are personal vaporizers. The most harmful thing they found in all the studies they've been doing, and they've been doing a bunch of studies lately, is the nicotine, which they say nicotine's a stimulant, but I noticed right away that I had 12 milligram nicotine when I got my H100, and it was still in my RSST, and I vape and vape and vape, and boy, you can feel that. You just kind of want to sit down and go, oh, yeah, I don't really want to do anything anymore. So I got 6 mil in there right now. Perfect. Just barely feel it. Probably because it hits so much harder. But I still don't understand how anybody can be vaping that 24 or 36 milligram. How the heck are you vaping that? Oh my god. That's like a carton of cigarettes in a day. But yeah, back to the subject at hand. The legislation that wants to regulate these as a tobacco product. Tobacco flavoring isn't even a tobacco product. It's flavoring. You think cherry Kool-Aid has cherries in it? No. So, that's like saying you can't use a steam cleaner anymore because it's regulated as a tobacco product because of all that vapor it puts out. It doesn't really put out any moisture, you know. drops of water everywhere. You use a steam cleaner. Anybody ever seen a steam cleaner? It's just steam coming out at the end, right? How about those at-home humidifiers? How about that? Humidifier. You put your water in there, and there's a coil in there, and it heats it up, and it vaporizes it into the air. Well, there's usually a little spot on the top of those to put a little bit of Vicks Vapor Rub or something. And you open up the sinuses and everything. Has anybody ever done a study on that? What's in that? What's in that Vicks menthol junk you put there at the top? And you put a little dash under your nose. Rub some on your chest so all that comes out. Oh, that's great. Is it really great? I don't think anybody's ever done a study on that. If you put it on a vaporizer and you vape it, vaporize it in the air, a humidifier vaporizer. Anybody ever done a study on that? No, that could be putting out toxics like plastic, right? Fake butter is one molecule away from plastic, right? We eat that all the time. Personal vaporizer, not an e-cig. I like to call the little ones like the Blue and the Enjoy King, and they look like a cigarette. That's an e-cigarette. This almost looks like a pack of cigarettes. But who lights the end of a pack of cigarettes and then just goes, yeah. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there either. So, yeah, all this regulation. Want to regulate it up here in Minnesota. Want to regulate it in California. Want to regulate it in Utah. Utah wants to ban sales, online sales. So you can't order your stuff online. Don't know how they're going to regulate that. That's a lot of personal information on the web that getting out there if that's what they're going to do. I got that cherry in here. That's tasty stuff. Not quite as tasty as my Zip flavor. Little Red Bull, cotton candy, cherry. That's really good stuff in that. 30B. Yeah, it's vape stuff. Differences of things, you know? You gotta vape different things, see what you like. Loving this. Puts out a nice thick cloud. I'll call this my rambling video or something of that nature, you know? Vivi Nova. Little Cardo. How about a green spinner? That would probably look pretty good on there. I don't have to use my cone or nothing. Put that stuff up there. You know, drip shield. Take the drip tip off because my drip tip is really long. The cardle screws into my spinner just fine. Slide that junk back down there. Back to this bad boy. This is a tasty vape once you take the silica out. I think my battery connection is a little juicy from that Cardo. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. That's what's wrong with that. Nothing. Find what works for you. What works? Lots of stuff work. Get a Pro Tank. That cartomizers ain't bad. I don't even know what happened to that one I had sitting out here. What did happen to that one? throw stuff around out here so much. Cardos work. I don't know how much fluid's in the cardo itself. There's a little bit in the tank yet. Can't screw my cardo down on that either. Whatever. Minuscule vapor today, huh? Is what it is. It's cardo. Great when they came out. Get you off the stuff. Then the new stuff all comes out. Aspire Nova. Is there much of a difference between the Nova? Is there? I don't know. It's the one that I did. I played with one of these heads on here and wicked it with some cotton and drilled out the center pin and drilled out the little bottom post connection. Maybe this is it. Let's see here. Oh, this is a stock one. But see that slot in there? It's really shallow on my original Aspire heads. So I drilled it out a little bit so it was a little wider. I drilled out that center pin. And I drilled out 2 wicking holes. Recoiled it, single coil. And just a single coil. Put some cotton in it. I'm not sure if this is the one or not. I don't see any other one laying around here. And this being one that I got. I think that is the cotton one. Single cotton. That's pretty good. But, new coils I got. I think I got them all from Smoke Tech. Those are awesome. They're working great. Back to the Vivi Nova. Just that's vape stuff. That's vape stuff. So Aspire. It's really airy. This has to be the one I drilled out. Can you do a long hit on your Aspire? No, you can't. That's why this must be the one I drilled out. It's gotta be. It is. It is. I can see the cut marks. That ain't coming up too good, but I can see the cut marks. See the cut marks? Yeah. I just ran a drill sideways across there. Slapped it down a little bit. So, it's the original Aspire. Go to this Aspire, Nautilus. Get you off the smokes. Yeah, it's got good vapor. It's better. That works. Okay? Good. Can be a lot better if you re-wick it with some cotton. Like 200% better. Re-wick with cotton. Flavor's amazing. None of this stuff stands up right. Pro tanks are good. Version 1, version 2 is all me or my friends have. So that's all I know about. Version 3, still not sure. It's got good reviews. It's got bad reviews. Cardos, they work. They work kind of like a Blue or Enjoy. Yeah, my Pro Tank's been drilled out too, so I can take those long hits. I don't know. I got some gear. I just figured I'd do a little, I think that one's actually lighter. This is the drip tip that came with my RSST. This is the drip tip that came with the H100. But they're close. They're heavy. I don't really care for that. I'll make some style. It's got grooves in it. Look at that. Yeah. What works for you? What works for me is this. Like a choo-choo train. Born and bred Minnesotan. I don't really hear the accent. You hear the accent? I don't know. Do I have an accent? Still playing with my iClear 16, even though I can't put it on the H100 because it won't fit. iClear 16. Gotta say, that's working better than my Cardo tanks. Not really about the same as the Cardo that came with my H100, but I can't use it on the H100, so I don't know. What do you make of that? That's about all I got. That is my gear, really. Got the old shell from the Ego battery. Pull that puppy out, you really smell the battery funk in there. That thing was like 3 years old and finally crapped out on me. Yeah, gourmetvapor.com. Check them out. There's a few little reviews on it out there. See nothing else. I haven't tried them yet because I haven't burnt out. I'm just waiting to see how long it takes me to burn out the head in that Nautilus. I did re-wick a pair of these with cotton from my Nautilus with the dual coil in there. Just haven't gotten to test them out yet. Who knows? Probably be could always be like the one I built for the Little Aspire, where I cleaned them out and then nothing happened. Working fine till I cleaned them out. I don't like to clean out my devices, especially when they got cotton in them. Just leave them alone. Just keep filling it up. Go, go, go. That's how it is. Just go, go, go. Vivinova. Vivinova is just surprising with cotton in it. With cotton in it. Anybody ever think to put cotton in a Vivinova? Got those big wicks going down the side. Lots of cotton in there because on the Nova you can build a slightly bigger coil. Yeah. I don't know. Everybody's coming out. Got all sorts of different mech mods out there. Everybody's coming out with all sorts of atomizers, rebuildable atomizers at the top. They all basically look the same to me, other than some of them have different sized chimneys in the inside. What I wanted for rebuildable was a tank style atomizer. The RSST is readily available just about everywhere. It's cheap. It's Genesis style. You can build it with cotton. You can build it with silica if you want. You can build it with the mesh. I'm not a big fan of dripping. I want my juice right there. I don't want to sit there all the time. I want my juice right there. And if it's not wicking, when it gets a little low, it doesn't wick very well. You just tip it a little. You don't have to do the whole Vivinova or the iClear 30 thing, which I haven't really had to do a lot with my new iClear 16. head that I put in there. Not really new 16, it's just a new head in there. Got those from Smoke Tech too, and hey, those are working great. It works. Use it. It works. And get off the cigarettes. It works. Put your nicotine level in there. What I say is, you're a heavy smoker. Are you a heavy smoker because you want the nicotine? Or are you a heavy smoker because you like the smoke? There's a difference there. I'm used to the smoke. Even after you've had so many cigarettes, and then you're like, I want a cigarette, but I really shouldn't have one right now because tired. It's terrible. Lower your nicotine level. You can vape all day like that if you want. Put zero nic in there. Personal vaporizer. That's all it is, folks. Marketed to get you off the real thing. Becomes more of a hobby after you get into it. They are what they are. It's become more of a hobby for me. And I'm not buying packs of cigarettes anymore. It's been a while. Kind of just Camel and Marlboro, them, they like still send me coupons, and I just hand them out to the people that want to keep smoking, and that's how it is. So I rambled on. It's like 42 minutes now. Getting kind of hungry. You get the munchies from this? No, you don't. But still hungry. So lunchtime. But that's some differences in devices, how they vape. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. Cigarettes don't give out that amount of cloud. We'll call it cloud. You can't really compare vapor, water vapor, to smoke, can you? You can visually, but that cloud of smoke has a ton of chemicals in it. Flavoring and some carriers for the flavor and nicotine. That's it. Yeah, a cigarette. What's in a cigarette? Tobacco, paper. But once you light that puppy on fire, you're burning all sorts of stuff. If you hit the switch on one of these, you're not burning all sorts of stuff. It is what it is. We want to regulate this as a cigarette, more like a cigar. But, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Should we regulate it? Should we tax the heck out of it? Like cigarettes, to pay for cigarettes are taxed because they're known to cause health problems and put people in the hospital. He's been out for, 7 years or more? 6, 7 years? 6, 7 years. Has anybody gone to the hospital with emphysema from vaping? Has anybody gotten cancer from vaping? Well, I'm not seeing any news stories on that. Heart attacks because I vape too much? Not seeing any stories on that. Loved ones dying of vaping. Not seeing stories on that either. There's people out there that have been vaping since it came out. And probably still around. Nobody knows. Why doesn't anybody know? Nobody cares for the story. That's why. We just want to regulate them because they're not regulated now, so we can't add extra taxes so we can fix our roads and put it towards Obamacare. Everybody loves Obamacare, right? Puts up a site that doesn't work. Government that's trillions upon trillions of dollars in debt can't even put up a site. You can put up a site. You're just lazy. So yeah, impeach Obama. Yeah, come on, put it out there. If you're still watching this, it's a really long video. Just me rambling. I just wanted to ramble. Poke fun at Todd there. Poking fun at Todd. Be nice if get everybody to poke fun at Todd a little bit, you know. Yeah. Don't stare at the camera and vape. What else are you going to do, Todd? You're sitting there dragging on this for 6 seconds. Yeah. Stare around the room. Just a rambler. Just a rambler. Rambling on. Different vapes. Find something. Anything that works for you. And then go tell your local government, hey, what are you regulating this like a cigarette for? Alright? Alright. I'm done rambling. It's time to eat something. So, like always, you have fun, because I know I will.